Hi everyone, I'm Priyanka and you're welcome to my channel, The Terrace Kitchen. Many of us have memories associated with custard. I remember myself eagerly waiting for the fruit custard to set in the refrigerator when I was a kid. Freezing custard in a glass with a spoon inside was something which I and my bhaiya would enjoy doing in summers. After experimenting with custard in many different ways, I've come up with a delectable recipe for you. In this video, we'll see how to make delicious vanilla custard pastry using wheat custard powder. Let's get started. For this recipe, we need 1/4 cup custard powder. I'm using vanilla custard powder from Wakefield brand because it has a rich and creamy texture that makes it an amazing choice for making various desserts. To bake this cake in a kadhai, pan or pressure cooker, you need to put some salt, place a stand, and at medium flame you need to preheat this for 10 to 15 minutes. Oven instructions have been given later in this video. To make the pastries, I am going to use the 7-inch square mold. I have lined it with butter paper, but if you do not have butter paper, you can simply grease the mold. Now take a bowl and add half cup plus additional 2 tablespoon milk. It should be at room temperature. Now add 4 tablespoon melted ghee or butter. Powdered sugar, half cup plus additional 2 tablespoon. And yes, you can use salted butter in this recipe. Now add the measured custard powder. Custard is one dessert that is very quick and easy to make, and you can make 100% vegetarian custard with Wakefield custard powder. It is also the most delicate recipe to make but extremely delicious as well. So you need to mix everything well and you will notice that the batter gets a really nice yellow color to it. Now sift together 3/4 cup all-purpose flour or maida, 1 teaspoon baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon baking soda. If you're not using salted butter, you can add a pinch of salt and that would enhance the taste. So add little dry ingredients at a time, mix and then add the rest of the ingredients. With Wakefield custard powder, you can make numerous recipes to delight your loved ones. It's a dessert in itself and can easily combine with any fruits to make something new altogether. And this one recipe which we are looking at is another level of the custard recipe. So switching to a spatula and now adding 2 teaspoon vinegar. You can also use lemon juice. You need to just mix it for 10 to 15 seconds and then immediately transfer it to your cake mold or tin. You can see the OTG or convection instructions on the screen. So tap to remove some air bubbles which the batter would have. The pan has been preheating and now I am putting this mold inside. So you need to bake at medium flame for first 10 minutes and then lower the flame, and you need to bake it for 20 to 25 minutes. You can see the mold is bigger, wider, so the height of the cake, the height of the batter was less, and that would need less time for baking. If you use a smaller and deeper mold, your cake might take more time to bake. The cake has turned out really nice and soft. I'm going to cover this with a cloth and let it cool down completely. After the cake cools down, demold it. The height of the cake is not a lot, but I wanted it this way because I'm going to divide this cake into very thin 3 layers. But let me tell you, if you are new and not used to doing it, please divide this cake into only 2 layers. Or you can multiply the recipe ingredients by 1.5. So take ingredients 1.5 times and make a cake in the similar sized mold. And that way your cake would be taller and you can make 3 layers. Now in a bowl, take cold whipping cream. So this is 3/4 cup whipping cream before whipping. Whip it to stiff peaks. And this is already vanilla flavored, so it's going to be a really nice combination of vanilla frosting with vanilla custard cake. And this is simple sugar syrup with a ratio of sugar is to water 2:3. So basically take some water and add sugar according to your taste and mix it. That is also fine. Now I'm applying a layer of cream. And the next step is to put some tutti frutti or chopped cherry. So this is up to you. This is optional, but if you add this, it would enhance the taste more. And then you need to repeat this step for all the layers of the custard cake. So I'm placing it along with the butter paper so that I do not break the cake layer. So being very gentle here to make this delicious custard cake. The reason why I love custard so much is that if you're in a hurry or confused about what sweet dish you want to make, try anything with custard and it will be perfect each time, and the one that everyone loves for sure. This custard has a very smooth texture and is one versatile dish that you can consume anytime. You can consume it either hot or cold. How do you like it? Hot or cold? Please share with me in the comment section below. And if you want more custard flavor, you can also prepare some custard paste, cook it and then add to the whipped cream. And we have reached the final layer, top layer of this cake. I'm going to divide this cake into 6 pastry pieces or pastry slices with cleaner cuts using a very sharp, good quality knife. Now this is a cake comb. You can make straight designs or do a little pattern using this other pattern, or you can just leave it without using a cake comb. If you want, you can also trim the edges of this cake to get cleaner cuts on the edges as well, but I'm not doing it this time. In my previous pastry recipes you would have seen me doing that, but this time I'm not doing it. You need to wipe the knife after every cut. The next step is optional, but it's fun to do. So here I've got some yellow food color mixed with water and I'm splashing it with my fingers on the pastries. You would have seen me doing this with multiple colors in my Holi special cake, and finally piping some whipped cream on each pastry, and finally you can top it with some cherry or tutti frutti or sprinkles. This cake, though eggless, turns out really soft and moist and spongy. Give this delicious recipe a try and enjoy!
Okay,